In the day's other news, President Trump said that he is not worried about impeachment, not even a little bit, as he put it. Some Democrats are pushing to begin impeachment proceedings based on his actions as described in the Mueller report. The report also relates multiple accounts of aides ignoring the president's directives. But he insisted today, quote, "Nobody disobeys my orders." The House Judiciary Committee today subpoenaed one of those aides, former White House counsel Don McGahn. The Mueller report says that McGahn refused to fire the special counsel in 2017. Meanwhile, the president and the Trump Organization sued to block another subpoena, this one for their financial records. In turn, the House Oversight Committee chair, Democrat Elijah Cummings, accused the White House of what he called unprecedented stonewalling. 5 key nations that buy Iranian oil now risk losing their favored status with the United States. China, India, Japan, South Korea, and Turkey were served notice that they must halt their Iranian oil imports by May 2nd or face penalties. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said today the goal remains to deprive Iran's regime of critical revenue by cutting off all its oil sales.
We are going to zero. How long we remain there at zero depends solely on the Islamic Republic of Iran's senior leaders. We've made our demands very clear to the Ayatollah and his cronies. End your pursuit of nuclear weapons, stop testing and proliferating ballistic missiles, stop sponsoring and committing terrorism, halt the arbitrary detention of U.S. citizens.
The sanctions announcement sent oil prices surging to their highest level since October. But the Trump administration said that it will work with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates to ensure that the global oil market is stable. U.S. Representative Seth Moulton of Massachusetts is now the newest Democrat in the 2020 presidential race. The 40-year-old Marine veteran announced today he garnered attention last year when he sought to oust Nancy Pelosi as leader of House Democrats. We'll have a report from the campaign trail later in the program. The U.S. Supreme Court will consider whether lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transsexuals are covered by federal law against sex discrimination. The court today accepted a case to be argued this fall. At issue is whether the 1964 Civil Rights Act extends to LGBT people. Federal appellate courts have ruled that it does. The latest numbers are in, and 2 major government entitlement programs are still going broke. Program trustees reported today that Medicare will be insolvent by 2026. That is unchanged from last year's estimate. Social Security will run dry by 2035. That's 1 year later than the last estimate. In economic news, one of the men President Trump was considering for the Federal Reserve Board, former pizza company executive Herman Cain, withdrew today from consideration. He faced questions about sexual harassment allegations and his qualifications for the job. Meanwhile, on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 48 points to close at 26,511. The Nasdaq rose 17 points, and the S&P 500 added about 3. And some 30,000 children and parents gathered on the White House lawn today for the annual Easter egg roll. The main event, as always, was the race to roll hard-boiled eggs across the grounds. The White House tradition dates back to 1878. Still to come on the NewsHour, a TV comedian wins the election for president of Ukraine. Next steps for Congress after the Mueller report. Our Politics Monday team on the 2020 race for the White House, and much more.